Hi there, welcome to Studio Y. My name is Paul, and I have the lovely Courtney with me, and we're going to have a TRX class today for you. Hopefully you'll enjoy it. Whether you're a beginner, an intermediate, or an advanced, there's all sorts of modifications for you. So please, even if we don't mention a modification, please modify as you want, and I'll be describing the various modifications as we get along. Two of the greatest things I like about TRX is that you can change the resistance for the exercise immediately simply by changing your footing. And I'll be talking about that a lot today. The second thing I like about TRX is that you have nothing to hold you. You have no machine, and you are firing most of your other muscles to hold you steady while you work on a particular muscle. So TRX is a great form of exercise. Would you say, Courtney?
Yes, very much.
All right, so let's get started with a nice warm-up. Warm-ups are very important. I'd like you to walk in right underneath your anchor. Your straps are loose like this. Just put them on your hands and stay parallel to the anchor and do an upper body twist. Nice rotational twist. Wake up that spinal cord and back and those back muscles. Nice and easy. And as you do this, folks, gradually go into it a little bit deeper. Maybe if you focus on your shoulders and send your shoulders far forward and far back, it'll help you get that twist in your midsection. A couple more here. We'll be doing an exercise later on that's going to require this rotational twist, so I just want to make sure our bodies are nice and warm in this plane. Okay, very good. So let's walk out back to the anchor, and I'm going to do this. Well, I was going to do it backwards, but I guess I'd rather face you. What I'd like you to do is long, straight arms. I'd like you to simply hinge at your hips and go a nice forward stretch, and stay down here a minute, and I want you to feel the stretch. Right now I'm feeling my hamstrings and my calf muscles and my shoulders. Let's go back to standing. And let's go down again. Nice long stretch. Let those straps take your arms straight out. Now I'm feeling it in my shoulders, my lower back. It's back to standing. Let's go ahead and repeat that a few times. Enjoy the stretch. Back to standing. And one thing I've liked lately is when you're down stretching, I want you to stay here with me. I want you to move your hips left and right slightly, just a little bit, and feel those small muscles in your glutes and your lower back stretch out. This feels so good. It's one of my favorite stretching exercises. Okay, let's go back to standing. Good. All right, next in the warm-up is going to be a regular row. To do that, you put your palms facing each other, and I want you to lean back with straight arms, and then I want you to bring your arms in so your fingertips are at your rib cage. Go ahead and change your footing. Back to long arms, fingertips into your rib cage. Very good. Nice and easy. If it's too hard, I want you to step back, lighten that resistance a little bit. When you bring your fingertips into your rib cage, I'd like you to think about your shoulder blades and back trying to touch each other. Nice long stretch. How you doing back there, Courtney?
Good.
Good. Warming up nicely. Okay, next I'd like you to come to standing. Put your feet about shoulder width apart, and I'd like you to just go into a nice squat. Nice and easy. Okay, check in that your knees are behind your toes, which means if your knees are forward of your toes, you need to get your butt way back out there and back. A good anomaly is when someone said to me that someone's trying to pull a chair from you as you're trying to sit down and you're chasing the chair with your butt. A couple more here. Nice squats, warming up those quads. Okay, back to standing. Now I'd like you to put those two moves together, okay? What I'd like you to do is squat down, go with me. Lean back in the squat to straight arms, up, and then row in at the top. So squat, back lean, straight arms, up, and row in. So we're combining the row with the squat. And go ahead at your own pace. You can hear the ankle straps creaking.
And my knees.
My knees too. Couple more here. Oh, this feels so good on my shoulders. How you feeling, Courtney?
Good, I love this one.
Good. Nice combination. Okay, that should be good. Let's see what's up. What we're going to do is forward lunges. And what I'd like to do for the camera is, Courtney, if we can face that wall. And I'm going to demonstrate them and get out of the way so Courtney can show us how she does it as well. What we're going to do is alternating lunges. Put one leg forward and let those straps come out. And then come back to standing. And send the other leg out in a forward lunge. So alternating forward lunges. You shorten up your straps. Oh, for room, yes.
Yeah.
So alternating forward lunges. And I'll get out of the way if you can watch Courtney. Yep. Yep. Now notice Courtney her arms are going up into a Y. And that's fine. What I'd like you to do is to change up that Y configuration of your arms into an I. So send your arms straight up to the ceiling. And you'll feel a different stretch in your shoulders and in your back. Come back down to that Y. A couple more here. And then come down to a T where your arms are parallel to the floor. And really feel that nice chest stretch. Right, Courtney?
Feels good.
Okay. Okay, very good. Okay, that should be good. One more warm-up exercise. Similar to what we've done before. What I'd like you to do is hinge forward, plant that left foot on the floor, hinge forward, lifting your right leg up and back of you. Try to get your torso and your leg parallel to the floor and come back to standing. Plant the right foot, now lift the left leg up and back. And go ahead and alternate. Come back to standing and go to the other side. So what I'd like you to do, let's see how Courtney's doing it. Perfect. Nice long body, and she's got a good stretch. The other thing I'd like you to focus on is keeping your hips pointing to the floor. When we lift that leg up and back, we have a tendency to rotate our hip up. So you want to keep your hips nice and parallel to the floor as you do this. A couple more, Courtney. Perfect. Beautiful. All right, excellent. We're about to get started. I think we're warmed up.
Let's do it.
You good?
Yes.
And I think I failed to mention that Courtney is a TRX instructor also, a very good one, I might say. And she was teaching on Wednesday nights in Melrose, so hopefully that will occur in the very near future, I hope, after this thing gets over.
Fingers crossed.
Okay, so the way my format, just to let you know, I have 3 blocks. Each block is about 9 exercises.
Okay.
3, 3, and 3. We'll do roughly 3 upper body, 3 legs, and then 3 core in each block. And we got 3 blocks for you. They do get more challenging, so as we get warmed up even further, the first block is relatively simple. It'll get a little more challenging, and I'm pretty sure you'll enjoy it. So why don't we get started with block 1. So your straps should be mid-length. If you have these double yellow stitches, the pull tab should be up to that. Or if you have the newer ones with the black-gray diagonal line, the pull strap should be up to that. So let's get right into the first exercise, which is a high row. So we want to face the anchor. Our palms are going to be facing the floor, so both down. It's okay to not worry about your footing just yet, but what I'd like you to do on a high row is to bring those handles right by your eyeballs and basically put your face right between the handles. So this to me is a little bit too easy, so I'm going to walk my feet in just a few inches and really get some resistance there. So go ahead, I'm going to start the timer for 30 seconds and go. High rows at your own pace. Perfect. That is perfect, Courtney. You can tell she's a good instructor because she's an awesome student too.
Good teacher.
About 20 seconds, 10 seconds to go. 5, 3, 2, 1, and time. Good. Good. Next up, a knuckle roll. So we're going to stay right where we are. A knuckle roll is pretty much a sideways bicep curl, and let me demonstrate. What we're going to do is straight arms, palms facing each other, and we're going to bring our fist in and give ourselves a knuckle bump right at our chest. So we're going to bring our knuckles together right at our chest. There's the sideways bicep curl. Go back to straight arms, and then come in and give us a bump, give ourselves a bump at the chest. So go ahead and get started, and I'll set the timer.
Okay.
Go. Nice. Bring it right in. Notice the knuckle bump right at the chest. Bring it all the way in. Change your footing if you want more resistance or less. We've got about 15 seconds on this one. Very good. Perfect.
Squeaky.
Yes. About 5 more seconds. 3, 2, 1, and time. Good. Okay, next up, a tricep press. So what we're going to do is, let me try to,
Should I go this way?
yes, let's get really, really close to the camera. Hi there. Are you coming in? Okay. So to set up for the tricep press, we want to hold these handles up high in front of us with long, straight arms. We want to raise them up until our core starts to get engaged as we're leaning forward nice and straight here. Now the tricep press is a real simple movement. We're simply going to bend at the elbows and then straighten our arms at the elbows. So we're going to lean forward, and then here's the tricep press. Straighten our arms nice and straight. And I just happen to have perfect footing for where I want to exercise today. So I'm going to stay here, and I'll set the timer. 30 seconds of tricep presses. Very good. Now notice how Courtney's keeping her handles somewhat close to each other. That is going to isolate your triceps right down here and give you a good workout on those triceps. So we're halfway through already. Go at your own pace. Change your footing. And I encourage you to change your footing just to try it. You may, yes, that might help. And time. Good. Okay, next up.
I love that one.
You love that one?
Yeah.
You love them all. Next up is a lunge with a rotation. Now this is going to be challenging for your balance and your core strength, trying to get that stability going. So what I'd like you to do is to put the straps at mid-calf length. Mid-calf is where the bottom of the strap is pretty much mid-calf. And if you want to, I want you to give this a try, but you might not like it, and we have a modification if you don't, so don't worry. I'd like you to put your right foot through both straps, okay? Notice I'm holding on with my right hand, and I put my right foot through both straps. And I'm going to rotate my foot in the straps, and I'm going to face away from the anchor. So here I am facing away from the anchor point with my right foot in both straps. The movement goes like this. It's a lunge, so we're going to send that leg back. We're going to come up. No, we're going to lunge and then rotate in the lunge. So you rotate to the side where your forward knee is. Okay, so lunge and then rotate. Come back and come up. If you're wobbly,
Should I face this way?
why don't you face forward? If you're wobbly, take your foot out of the straps because you can do this not suspended. Okay, and that's fine. You'll get a lot out of it that way. So Courtney, go ahead and get started. That single leg with rotation. Perfect.
Woo!
Yes. Take your time. Finish your rotation and then come back up. Nice strong leg. Finish. Nice and easy. Perfect. There's no need to rush this, folks. Take your time and you will enjoy it even more when you take your time. You got about 10 more seconds. Nice. Notice how Courtney stays focused on the movement. She's down in the lunge, starts to rotate, finishes the rotation, and that's it. Good, Courtney. You're going to take your foot up, shake your left leg out. I'm sure you might need it.
Other side, right?
Other side. So put that left foot in the straps. And when you're ready, I'll give you guys on the camera a few more seconds to get ready. And go ahead, give it a try. See how it is. Give it a try. You're going to rotate to the right, nice and easy. Come back and up. So go ahead, I'll set the timer. And go. Nice. Again, I want to point out how Courtney is separating the movements. Down into the lunge first. Do the rotation. Finish the rotation and then come back up. So it's always good to separate the movements and work on your stability. And I'll bet you her right leg is talking to her right now.
It is. It's yelling.
That's good. Got about 5 more seconds. One more. And perfect. Go ahead and take your left foot out. Shake that right leg out real good. And we are actually going to go down on the floor now. So if you do have a mat, grab your mats. And we're going to go down on the floor for block 1 floor exercises. What I'd like you to do is to get into a plank. So I'd like you to put both feet, the straps should be at mid-calf length already. So if they're not, I'd like you to put them in. And I'd like you to put both feet in the straps and rotate around and face the floor. And hopefully you can see me down here. And what I'd like you to do on the first move for 30 seconds is just simply a plank hold. So what I'd like you to do is put your feet together. See how you can saw them? Make sure they're together level-wise and together side by side. That will give you a more stable plank. Notice I hope you can see me, I'm at straight arms. If your wrists are bothering you, you can go down into forearms, as long as your elbows are stacked under your shoulders, and so on. So when you're ready, I'd like you to pop up into a plank, and I'll set the timer. It's simply a plank hold here, folks. Nice. Your gaze is slightly forward of your fingers. I want you to relax your neck and then go to your breath. You might be straining. Modification here is to drop to your knees, or maybe one knee, until you recover and then get back into it. So we got about 5 more seconds. 3, 2, 1, and time. Rest. Good. Good. How's that?
Good.
How are your wrists?
Good.
Okay, like I said, if your wrists get tired, you can go down onto your elbows. Nice forearm plank. Perfect. And if you could pop up into that plank to demonstrate something, Courtney. Notice how Courtney has her shoulders stacked over her elbows, over her wrist. It's a nice vertical line here, and that's what you look for in a plank. Okay, next up. Oblique crunches. This is extremely challenging, especially for a block 1 move. But what I'd like you to do, I'll just demonstrate real quick. I'd like you to get up into a plank, and I want you to bring both knees together up to your left side as much as you can. And again, go slowly on these movements. Come up in an oblique crunch, go back to, bring both knees together back to plank, and then an oblique crunch up the right side. Slow is good here, so please. Let's get started. Pop up into your planks and start off with oblique crunches. Very good. Nice and easy, always coming back into a perfect plank before oblique crunching up the other side. Perfect. Courtney's going to get extra credit because I forgot to put the timer on.
I heard that.
So she has an extra 5 seconds, and so don't you. Nice oblique crunches, nice and slow. Guys, if this is too much for you, just hold the plank. You don't have to do the crunches. And if the plank is too much for you at a certain point, just drop to your knees and rest. We want you to enjoy this. 3 more seconds, 2, 1, and rest. Perfect.
Whew.
Okay, you good?
Yes.
Okay, a couple more and then we're going to take a short break. The next up is called an iso tuck knee tuck. Have you ever heard this one?
No.
Okay, good. An iso tuck, there's a lot of words there, but it's quite simple. What we're going to do is we're going to bring both knees into our chest, into a forward crunch, and we're going to keep one knee tucked. We're going to start off with the right leg. We're going to send the right leg back and forth while isolating the left knee, keeping it tucked. So there's the iso tuck, knee tuck. So we're going to bring both knees forward. When you're ready, pop up into your plank. Bring both knees forward and send the right leg back and forth. Go. You got it. Don't forget to breathe. You relax. Everything's relaxed. Feel that core working. Awesome. Very good. Halfway there already. Iso tuck, knee tuck. Keep that left knee tucked up into your chest. Nice long leg and back. About 5 more seconds. 3, 2, 1, and rest.
Ooh, that was a good.
What's that?
That was a good one.
Yeah. Well, guess what? Guess what's next?
Other side.
The other side. It's easy to guess in TRX when we do. We try to keep things symmetrical so we're not too strong on one side of our body. All right, so get your breath. Let's pop up into those planks and get ready. Drive both knees into your chest. Now send the left leg back and forth. Nice long leg. Back to that crunch. Perfect. Nice. About halfway there. Looking strong. Nice flat back. Everything's relaxed. That core's working. Your shoulders. You got about 8 more seconds, so stay with it. A couple more good ones. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Okay, good. That is it, folks. The end of block 1.
Ooh.
Grab some water
Good.
and move those mats out of the way. We're going to get right into block 2. So grab some water. Hopefully stay with us. Okay, we can leave the straps lengthened where they are. We're going to get into what we call 8x8 swimmers. And they're one of my favorite. I have a ton of favorites too.
This is a good one.
But I always say that 8x8 swimmers because you get so much out of this movement. It's great. So let me demonstrate. The first thing you want to do is to put, I'll try to go sideways. And why don't you, Courtney, go that way. You want to put the straps under your armpits, okay? And then essentially when the straps come forward, you're going to hook your thumbs in the handles. And then what I want you to do is I want you to walk out away from the anchor until those straps take your thumbs right up into your armpits, okay? And they're going to stay here for the entire length of the exercise. Furthermore, I want you to lock them in place by folding your elbows down. Everything's nice and tight up here because this is simply an anchor point for the straps. This exercise is all leg work, and I'll demonstrate. We're going to be, I'm not going to use the timer, I'm going to use a count method, and so on you. The first exercise, we're going to kneel on our right knee. The movement's going to go like this. We're going to raise up on that left leg, raise the right leg up and back, and we're going to pulse that right glute 8 times. And I'll count down, 8, 7, 6, 5, down to 1. We're going to go back down the floor, up again for 7, and then I'm going to count down all the way to 1 of those pulses. Before we begin, I just want to emphasize one thing on this. When your back leg is up and you're pulsing that glute, this is the movement. It's not even 4 inches. Your leg is high as it can be. Your glute is flexed as possible, and you're simply pulsing it at the top here, okay?
All right.
So we ready to get started?
Ready.
Okay, I'm going to go over here. You focus on Courtney, and I'll do the counting probably off screen. That's fine. So ready? Let's come up for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Down. Up for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Next one then. Up for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. How's that glute feel?
Good.
4, 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. 2, 1. We're not done after this. I want you to do 8 singles. So 8 singles. Count. 1, 2. Who's feeling their left leg? 3.
Me.
Me too. 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Good. Now we're done. Shake those legs up, especially that left one. Good job. All right. We ready for the other side? We'll focus on Courtney.
Other side.
So when you're ready, we want to kneel on our left knee now. Okay?
Yep.
Let's go up. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 4, 3, 2, 1. You should feel that glute back there. 3, 2, 1. 2, 1. 1. Now 8 singles. Go. You count. You're done when you count to 8.
6.
Good.
5.
Excellent. Excellent.
4. 3. 2.
And 1.
1.
Perfect. Shake it out. You know, when I demonstrate this, when I teach, and I don't have a strap, I always think of that chicken dance when my thumbs are in my office. I just want to go like this. Okay, I digress. Let's see what's next. Calf raises. So let's come in, face the camera, face away from the anchor. And what we're going to do is similar to how we set up those tricep presses. We're going to send straight arms, handles are together. Send straight arms. And I want you to lean forward. Your feet are about hip width apart. Lean forward and reach until you feel your core engage. Your heels are still on the floor. Now we're ready to go. We're going to do simple calf raises. So up on our toes, down on our heels. Up. And you got to keep going. I'm going to set the timer for some nice calf raises. Perfect. Nice. If you can see how high Courtney is getting up on her toes, being the ballerina she always wanted to be, and she comes down for a heel strike. So that's the full range of motion. It's perfect. And her calves are looking good. We got about 10 more seconds. Calf raises. Got to love them. 5. 3, 2, 1, and time. Excellent. Shake those legs out if you need to. Kind of stay here, facing away from the anchor. I'm going to shorten my straps, but you don't have to. Only if your straps are in the way. And the reason I'm shortening mine is because I don't want to get too close to the camera. We're going to get into some nice chest presses. So a couple of things, especially for you new folks, and pardon me for your intermediate and advanced folks, I want to take the time to emphasize for the new folks the modifications for chest presses. This is the basic form for chest press, and oftentimes notice the straps are scraping my arms, okay? as I come up and down. That is awful. And there's a simple way to prevent that from happening, and that is simply raise your arms up until the straps come off. So there should be no friction with the straps. Okay, so simply raising your arms up will get you there, get those straps off. The basic motion is from straight arms to 90-degree bends, back to straight arms, okay? Now, to keep this, to add the resistance, you might step back and get a lot more resistance, almost to a full push-up. To keep you stable, you want your feet wide. Be nice and easy to start here. If you want to challenge your stability, put your feet together. And you shorten that point. Now you're relying on other muscles to keep you stable. If you want even further challenge, you can get up on one leg, on your toes. There's all sorts of modifications here for you to do. Keep it simple or have fun with it. So I'm going to go pass it over to Courtney. Go ahead and start to do some nice chest presses. And go. Very nice. And if you could see Courtney from the side, she's got a perfect straight body. So she's firing the core and firing her glutes, keeping that body nice and straight as she's working her arms and her shoulders and her chest and back. Good. Got about 8 more seconds. 3, 2, 1, and time. Good. Okay, here's another one of my favorites.
They're all the favorites.
They're all, I love them, especially when I get to doing them. And if you're relatively new to TRX, I hope you like it because we have so much fun in classes, and I really feel honored to come with Courtney here and teach this today so you can try to do this at home and have fun.
Definitely.
Next is what we call a Y fly. And one of the most important things about this Y fly is to fire your triceps and straighten your arm. So the straighter you are at the elbow, the more effective this exercise is, and I'll demonstrate. So we're going to lean back, palms about facing each other at a slight angle, okay? And I'm going to keep my arms straight, and I want you to focus on how straight my arms are in this Y fly. We're going to come up like this. I'm on my toes. I don't know if you can see me. Now I'm going to fight it on the way down too. So I'm going to slowly lower my body, keeping my arms straight. And then back, and then up to a Y fly. And I happen to be at a nice footing for this to be nice and challenging to me while I keep my arms straight. If your arms are bending at the elbow, back up a little because there's too much resistance. So I want you to keep those arms straight. So go ahead, Courtney. I'll set the timer and have fun with it. Go. Nice. Now notice she's coming back slowly and she's working it in both directions. So you want to get, what I like to say is you get your money's worth out of this by going slow and methodical. Got about 10 more seconds. Time for a couple, 3 more. 3, 2, 1, and time. Good. Isn't that great?
Yeah.
It's on my face.
Feels good.
Okay. So we're going to go back down on the floor now. It's time for block 2 core. And what I'd like you to do, get your mat set up. Check to see if your straps are at mid-calf length. And what I'd like you to do is to put your heels in this time. And I want you to lay down on your back. So what I'd like to demonstrate is when you put your heel in, I like to put that strap all the way onto the top of my sneaker heel because it's kind of like a secondary retention there. The top of my sneaker is actually holding that strap. However, if you don't have socks on or you have wicked low socks, that might chafe you, so that might not work out for you, and that's fine. But I like to put it above my sneaker heel and then lay back. This is also my favorite time when I
The rest.
So, if your straps are not together, I want you to saw them until they're even. And the first exercise we're going to do is I want you to put your straight arms over your head, so you're laying on your back. And the exercise is going to be a sit-up with rotation. So we're going to sit up, we're going to rotate left, come back to center, rotate right, come back to center, and then all the way down. Okay? So go ahead and get started, Courtney, and I'll set the timer. Sit up with rotation. Very good. So what we're going to do, Accordion Crunches, is I'm not going to take the time to get set up. I'll use Courtney. What I'd like you to do is to raise your hips up off the floor, and I want you to go onto your shoulder blades and back on your shoulders. Okay? Now with your hips raised, I want you to bend your knees in, both knees together. Accordion crunches, back to straight legs, and crunch in again. Now she's doing it perfectly, so I'm going to set the timer and invite you to get started. These are called accordion crunches. Sometimes they're called hamstring crunches or hamstring curls. All the while, Courtney has her hips way high here, perfect, and she's really getting her money's worth out of this movement. Good job, Courtney. Don't forget to breathe. She's got her eyes closed.
I'm not to breathe.
You got one more, and good, rest. Excellent,
Woo!
excellent, good job.
Those are good.
Good job. Okay, next up. We'll call them hamstring crunches. We're going to do that one leg at a time. We're going to keep one leg long, bring one leg in, and then they're going to be passing each other as you send the other leg long and the other knee in. So go ahead and raise your hips up off the floor, nice, onto your shoulders, one at a time. Now what we have here, folks, is essentially a one-leg reverse plank, a single leg plank, which is even more challenging, isn't it?
Yes.
I'll say yes for you, so you can concentrate. I'm going to call that 15 seconds, and I'll set the timer for 15 more, because I forgot to set it. Excellent. 5 seconds. And rest.
Ooh,
Good job.
that burns.
Yes. Okay, next up, even more challenge. We've got one more.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry. One more exercise on the floor here, and then we'll get into block 3. So put your feet back into the straps and your heels, if you would. This is even more challenging too, but it's great for your inner thighs. It's called straight leg abductions. So the way it goes, similar to what we were doing on those 2 exercises, we're going to get up on our shoulder blades with straight legs, and I'm going to stay on the floor because obviously I can't suspend. I would recommend you put your arms out long with your palms down onto the floor for stabilizers. Yep. We're going to raise our hips up off the deck, and we're going to abduct our legs as wide as we can, hold, and then abduct them closed, and abduct them open again. So open and closed. Slow is good here. Slow and methodical. So go ahead, I'm going to set the timer and go. Your hips are up all the time. And this is the beauty of TRX. Is this not challenging?
Yes, slow and
It's
controlled.
excellent, slow and controlled. Now when she's fully abducted, I want you to hold a second and really work those muscles. There you go, perfect. You should be enjoying this. We got about 10 more seconds. Nice and slow, perfect. I hope you guys are enjoying this at home. One more, and done, good. That's it with block 2, folks. Want to see you get up slowly, get some water, and I'll meet you back here in a few seconds for the beginning of block 3.
Alright.
All right?
Here's my sock.
How you doing?
Good.
Good.
No matter how many times you do hamstrings, they still burn.
Yep, but they're good. All right, let's get on with block 3. See what surprises I have for you. All right. This is where that rotational exercise comes in. And what I'd like you to do is go ahead and put them at mid-length. Put those yellow pull tabs or gray pull tabs or black pull tabs up to the double yellow stitch. And what I'd like you to do is, I'm going to ask you, I'm not going to get into the time, if we were in a classes and both Courtney and I could teach you that, but to save time, I'm just going to ask you to hold the 2 foot straps together, okay? And what I am not teaching you right now is called single handle mode, where we tie our handles together. We can do this exercise simply by holding the 2 foot straps.
I did mine in the same
Okay,
way,
good.
so people could see it.
Okay, good.
I did.
That's the single handle mode. Okay, good. So, it's this exercise is going to be 2 exercises together. We're going to lean back, holding those straps in our left arm. And I know Courtney knows this one because I've seen it in her class when I took her class. And basically it's going to be a single arm pull, and I'll demonstrate that. Okay, we're going to bring that right to our chest, from a straight arm to a chest, so a single arm pull. But what we're going to do is add a rotation during that pull. So what I'd like you to do is take your right arm, look all the way back behind you to 6 o'clock, and I actually want you to turn your head and look at 6 o'clock. And while I do that single arm pull, I'm going to come up and I'm going to rotate my torso across the straps. Okay, so I'm over rotating. Notice the twist in my midsection, and then I'm going to go back down. Straight arm, back to 6 o'clock, and rotate up again. Okay?
Ready?
Isn't it fun?
Yeah. Powerful.
Did I say that's my favorite too?
This one is.
All right, why don't we get started, guys? Start at 6 o'clock. Enjoy that single arm pull. If it's too much, go ahead and walk your feet out a little bit. Walk your feet back. If it's not hard enough, I want you to walk your feet in a little bit. I'm not letting you off easy.
No.
The way I look at it, we got about 10 seconds. I'll wait until this exercise is over to give you my philosophy on working out. And that should do it. Good. My philosophy on working out is, whatever muscle group we're using, you should feel a nice strain. Okay? If that's what you want. Most people are looking for the strength and the toning of the muscles, and you should feel a nice strain in that muscle group. If you're not feeling a nice strain, you need to increase the resistance a little bit. If you're feeling too much or you're wrecking your movement, it's like way too hard, back off and decrease the resistance. And then eventually you'll get stronger and you'll be the better for it. So what I'd like you to do here is we're going to do the other side right away. So grab those straps in your right hand. I want you to get set up. Both of your feet, I should have cued this earlier, are square to the anchor. I want you to rotate and look back at 6 o'clock and go ahead and get into that single arm pull with rotation. And I'll set the timer. Now my footing was too easy, so I'm going to walk in a little bit. This is even too easy, so I'm going to walk in further. This is almost too hard, but I'm going to stay here. Oh, it feels great. Really accentuate that twist at the top. Right there.
It's like a sneaky core exercise.
Yes, it is. Doesn't it feel good though?
Yeah.
One more. And time. Perfect. Okay, next up. We're about more than 3/4 of the way through the class, so I want you to stay with us till the end of block 3. And I also invite you to stay with us for the cool down stretch too, because that's most important. So we're getting there. Okay, keep them in single handle mode. We're going to get into what we call single arm bicep curls. So I'm going to put my straps into single handle mode. The way to do this real quick, and I'll tell you, is you put one strap through the triangle. See that triangle? Put one strap through the triangle and pull it through. And then take the other handle and put it through that triangle. and then the one that was sent through is your single handle. And a telltale sign of the single handle is you got a little mustache going. Remember this?
Yeah.
You got a little mustache going with the strap, so now you know you're in a good single handle mode. So what I'd like you to do, you're going to have to face the anchor sideways. And what we'll do is we'll set up on, we'll do our right bicep first. This single handle bicep curl and other single handle exercises challenges us to keep our body in two planes now. Not only straight in the frontal plane, but also on the side, on the sagittal plane, okay? And the movement goes like this. We're going to start off with a single arm. We're going to work that right bicep curl, and I know you can see this coming. I'm going to keep my body straight on this plane, straight in front, and I'm going to try to punch myself in the head to accentuate that flex. So I'm going to pull up, and here I end the curl here with a nice bicep flex. And then I'm going to go back to straight arms. So go ahead. This is very challenging for me, so I'm going to change my footing. There you go. And Courtney's over there. I hope you can see her. I'll get out of the way. And go ahead and get into some nice bicep curls with your right bicep. Nice. If it's too much, change your footing. Exercises like these, if you change your footing a half an inch to an inch, it makes all the difference in the world, whether you want more or less. Got about 10 more seconds, couple more good ones, Courtney. 5. Let's get 2 more. 1, and 1 for good luck. Perfect. Excellent.
I've never done that one, I like it.
Excellent,
Wow.
excellent. I can see, if you could see her bicep firing, I don't know if you can see this far from this angle. What we're going to do, folks, you guessed it, we're going to do the other side. So get set up, go ahead and do a practice 1 or 2 because you want to make sure your footing is right. Your other side might be stronger or weaker, so it's not going to be the same footing. But again, I emphasize you want to feel a strain, a nice strain in that bicep. So go ahead, Courtney's ready, so let's set the timer and we'll go. Nice, bring it all the way up. Try to hit your head with your fist, and don't bring your head into your fist by rotating your head. Keep your head straight. I see it all the time. Keep your head straight and bring your fist up for that nice flex. Look at their guns. Got 5 seconds. Time for a nice good one. Actually 2. 1 more for good luck, Courtney. Excellent. Excellent. Okay. Let's see what else is next. Single arm tricep presses. So keep it in single handle mode. And this is basically similar. We're going to go to the right arm now. Give that left arm a rest. And basically, we're going to need to come under the strap. Okay? So it's a little bit different from the bicep curl where we were outside the strap. Now we're inside the strap underneath it, okay? And basically, the single arm tricep press, pretty similar to the bicep curl except in reverse. What we're going to do is start with straight arms, and I'll get out of the way so you can see Courtney. Hopefully you can see Courtney. We're going to come in, bend at the elbow, yeah, all the way to our head, and then straighten that arm out for that tricep press. See that? So this is nice and straining for me. I'll keep my feet here, but if this doesn't feel right to you, go ahead and step out an inch and see if that decreased resistance is better for you. So go ahead and get started, and I'll set the timer. Nice. Notice how Courtney's body is straight. Always straight. It's just being tilting. And then she's extended. The only movement in her body is essentially her elbow. And that's what we're looking for.
Making sure my elbow stays pointing towards the window, right?
Yes. Yep.
Okay. Ooh, boy.
Don't change your footing. A half an inch can lighten it up.
Oh, good. slow, nice and slow.
And time.
One more for good
One
luck.
more for good luck. Okay, go ahead and shake that arm out, transfer arms. We're gonna do the left tricep. Okay, we ready?
Yep.
All right, let me set the time and go. Single arm tricep presses. If this is too much for you guys, I really invite you to change your footing to make it easy. That way, once the resistance is on the easy side, you can work on your movement. Like Courtney said, you want to point your elbow out. You want to bring that fist all the way up to your head. Keep your body nice and straight on both planes and work on perfect movement. I'm a total advocate for perfect movement before the resistance. And time. That's it about all exercising. Is the best thing to do, and I'm sure Courtney will agree with me, is to get your movement perfect first. Once you have your movement right, you can increase your range of motion and you can increase your resistance.
Definitely.
But the most important thing is your movement. So if you're a beginner, take time to get your movement right. Same with insanity. Some of the moves are insane.
Right.
The best thing to do is to get the movement right, and then you'll have a lot of fun with the insanity movements. Okay, next up on this TRX, we are going down on the floor one final time. So grab your mats. If you have your handles in single handle mode, separate them and make sure your length is mid-calf length, because we are going down on the floor. Now I'm about to tell you something that might sound funny, but I'm going to walk you through it. I want you to put your feet through the straps, and I want you to meet me on your left hip. So put your feet through the straps and meet me on your left hip. We are going to get into some side plank work, suspended side planks. And this is the fun I promised you, in case you're looking for it. This is the fun. So a couple things about side planks and TRX. Courtney's obviously on the left hip. On the side planks, you want your top foot to be forward, okay, all the time. And we'll be doing this on the other side. The top foot's going to be forward. So here, her right foot is forward. And what I like to do is to make sure, once that foot is forward, that your straps are level. So your sneakers are on the same plane, your D handles are on the same plane. So saw it if it's not, get them nice and even. And one last thing, and this will help you stabilize in the side plank, is I like to put that back foot toe to the front foot heel and press them together. So you basically have one big sneaker. So go ahead and pop up into a side plank. See how stable she is having her sneakers locked like that? Isn't that good?
Yep.
Okay, so go ahead and rest. And I'm going to set the timer. So, in the side plank here, we can do a number of things. We can hold it, and if you're having trouble holding it in the side plank, you can take your upper arm, your free hand, and help you until you get enough core strength to do it without help. So by all means, if you need to, put that hand down on the floor for a modification. You can hold the plank. It can be straight arm, which I just was, or on your forearm that Courtney's going to use. I recommend a forearm plank with your elbow right underneath your shoulder. You can hold the plank for 30 seconds, or you can have fun if you've got the strength, and I'll challenge you if you do. Today's challenge is a double knee crunch in the side plank. So what I'd like you to do, pretend I'm in the side plank, bring both knees in together, into your chest, and back out. And you can do it. I want you to give it a try. You'll be surprised how easy it is. So go ahead and pop up into your side plank. I'll set the timer, and you can modify as you like, okay? Now, knowing Courtney, I know she's going to bring both knees into a double knee crunch. Look at that. Nice and slow and methodical. Look at that perfect movement. This is great that we have Courtney with us today, because she certainly has perfect movement for you to copy. We got about 5 more seconds. Fantastic. 3,
My sneakers
2,
fell off.
1, and we have a sneaker
Sorry.
failure. Did the sneaker come off?
Yeah, my sneaker was falling off. It's
Okay.
okay. All right, other
All
side.
right. Equipment malfunction.
I know.
Okay, now, we're not going to the other side yet.
Oh,
Assuming you still have your feet in the straps. I'll give Courtney a little time to go in there. We're simply going to rotate until we face the floor. Okay? So keep your feet suspended.
okay.
And I want you to rotate and face the floor so you're on your belly. Because what I'd like to do next is what I call 1, 1, 2, and 1, 2, 3 pikes. And I'll demonstrate what I mean by that. And I'll invite you to count as I do it. So we're going to pop up into a nice plank. Make sure our wrists, elbows, and shoulders are in alignment. So we're in a wicked perfect plank. And we're going to pike in 1 second. So I'm going to go 1, 1, 2, hold the pike, and then 1, 2, 3 coming down slowly out of the pike. So it's 1 to get up there, 2 to hold, and then 1, 2, 3 slowly coming down to the plank again. So I'll ask Courtney to demonstrate that before I start the timer. So get into a nice plank. Check your alignment. Good. Check your alignment so she's got a perfect plank going on. Pop up into a pike, 1 second, hold 1, 2, and 3 seconds to come down. Perfect. Pop up again. Oh, I thought we had started. No, that was just a demonstration. So go ahead and rest.
Just gonna make sure I get a slide over.
Are you good? Okay.
Yep, just gotta be in alignment.
Okay, you guys ready?
We're ready.
All right. Let's pop up into your perfect planks. And go ahead. 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3 pikes. Go at your own pace. Nice and slow coming down. Perfect. Try to get your butt up to the ceiling. Another thing I want to point out on Courtney is when she's in the pike, watch her upper body go almost vertical and her head's pointing down. So your butt's way up to the ceiling and you got a real nice V going on. We've got about 5 more seconds. Let's do 1 more. Hold and rest. Good. Okay, now we're going to flip over to the other side. So I'd like you to rotate 90 degrees and meet me on your right hip. We're almost done, folks. Hang in there. Okay.
Alrighty.
Okay.
On the
Yep.
right. Got it.
I want you to make sure they're in there for you.
Yeah. Not falling out.
Yep. Okay, so we're going to saw them a little bit evenly. We're going to lock that toe to heel. Notice the upper leg, foot is forward. So Courtney's good to go. I hope you are too. So when you're ready, I want you to pop up into a right side plank and modify as you did the other side. Do whatever you want here. Hold the leg for 30 seconds. It's not easy. One thing I like to point out on Courtney is the straight line. On the side planks, we tend to drop that hip. Notice your hip is high, and I would encourage her to put your hip higher. See that? Challenge yourself. Hold it there. We got about 8 more seconds. That's perfect. Go to your breath. 3, 2, 1, and time. Perfect. Awesome. That was awesome. Okay, so I think we have 1 more, guys. Yes, we do. 1 more, and that's it. And then we're going to do a cool down. So what I'd like you to do on this one is to go into a forearm plank. And again, those elbows are under your shoulders. I like to have my palms up, forming like a number 11 here. And what we're going to do is we're going to do those straight leg abductions, this time facing the floor. So we're going to keep our legs nice and straight and long, open our legs as wide as we can, hold a little bit, and then slowly abduct them together again. Just like we did before facing the ceiling.
On forearms.
On forearms. It'll be nice and comfortable on your forearms. Your gaze is slightly forward to your fingers, so you're breathing nicely. everything is relaxed and you're concentrating on all those thigh muscles and your butt muscles and your core muscles doing this movement and keeping your hips up like that. So when you're ready, pop up into a forearm plank, nice straight legs. Straight leg abduction, as wide as you can, hold and together again. So again, this is as slow as you can. Nice, deliberate movement. Hold, nice, perfect. And I hope you're enjoying this at home too. We're about halfway there. This is the last one, so have fun with it. Nice and slow. Think about what muscles are working when you're doing this movement. It's incredible. And this is all with a simple strap. That's what I love about TRX. And time. Perfect. Good job. Courtney, good job.
That was good.
All right, grab some water and we'll have a quick cool down and then we'll call it.
Now this is the best part.
This is the best part.
The
It's
stretch.
like running. The best part about running is when you're done.
The stretch feels so good.
Yes. So, having said that, let's get into a full body stretch. I'd like you to face the anchor, and I'd like you to lean back with straight arms. And this is the one time I'm going to tell you to do a butt sag. I want you to hinge at your hips, dig those heels in, and I want you to drop your butt as far as you can. And I want you to emphasize that stretch going down your arms, through your shoulders, down your back, and then with those hips hinged like this, my lower back is stretching. My hamstrings are stretching. It feels wicked nice. So what I'd like you to do is, I'd like you to lift one knee a little bit, and I'd like you to look under the opposite arm for a full body twist. So go ahead and get that twist going, just like this, and enjoy that side stretch. Come back to center, straighten both legs. Go ahead and bend the other leg a little bit, and look under the opposite side in a nice twist. I love this stretch. Feels good on my lower back. Go ahead and come back to center and go ahead and bring it in. That's nice. Okay, next. And Courtney, if you could go that way, I'm going to go this way. And we've showed them both. What I'd like you to do, facing away from the anchor, is I'd like you to step 1 foot forward. So let's send our right foot out. And I'd like you to go into a forward lunge with that right foot forward. And I'd like you to let the straps take your arms up into that Y configuration. Now, once we're forward in that lunge, and we got that chest stretch going, I want you to focus on that back heel and try to get that heel down and get a nice calf stretch going, okay? So, next up we're going to do a rotational twist. So I want you to raise your left arm forward and up and your right arm aft and down and look to the right. And a nice full body twist. Doesn't that feel good?
Yes, this is great.
All right, come back forward. Let's send the right leg back, send the left leg out. Set it up and similar. Lean forward in the lunge. Get that chest stretch going, get that right heel down. Enjoy this. You have done very well, I know. I wish I could see you, but that'll be the day when we come back into the classroom, I hope. Now we're going to do that rotational twist. So on your left arm, drop it down and back, your right arm forward and up, and look to the left. There you go. Very good. Oh, I'm kind of sad this is over.
I know.
I miss you already. Go ahead, bring it forward. We got one more. Let's face the anchor. And if you could stay over there and face me. What I'd like you to do is to plant your left foot on the floor, your right foot on your left knee, and I want you to get into a flamingo or a single leg squat. If you need to hold the straps for stability, that's fine. But I'm going to ask you to let go of your straps in a minute. So try to get your stability. Okay, can you get down any further? Feel that hip open? Nice. Come back to standing. Go ahead, shake it out. Plant the right foot on the floor, your left foot on your right knee. Go ahead and get that single leg squat going.
It's amazing how one side functions better than the
Yes, it's amazing.
This is my side.
So, I'm glad it's your side because I'm going to challenge you, if you want to. I want you to stay in the single leg squat and let go of your straps. Stay down. Own your balance here, up and down. And come back to standing and give yourselves a hand.
Thank you.
That's a 6-foot fist bump.
6 foot.
So thank you. I'd like to invite you and your friends, to check us out at YMCA-metronorth.org. And there's plenty of other classes being posted. The Metro North Y is super. And I hope you enjoy this class and all the others they offer. Thank you.
Thank you. Yay!
That was cool.
Ooh, that was good. That's it.